What's up, everybody? Today we're talking about how do we actually read the Florida gardening zone map, because the way that we're looking at it right now might be causing you to miss your planting windows entirely. When most of us look at a map of Florida, we just kind of naturally break the state down into just three simple blocks, north, central, south. We assume that if we live in the middle of the state, we just follow standard central Florida rules and plant really whatever the big box stores say, the nurseries, whatever they're trying to sell us. But here is the catch. The official 2023 USDA map, it's really accurate. So Florida gardening is defined by microclimates. There are these tiny little pockets of weather that completely defy our normal county lines. If you just assume your zone based on a general region, you might be getting your timing wrong. And timing, it's the single most important secret to a successful vegetable garden here in the state of Florida. And I've actually lived this firsthand. When I lived just a few miles inland, I used to live in the Seffner, Brandon area. We had a distinct central Florida growing season. But a few years ago, I moved just a short drive to Apollo Beach, maybe 20 minutes, a few miles. We were closer to the water, and the coastal warmth changed everything. I was suddenly dealing with a South Florida climate. Same general area, but completely different planting times. So right now, we're going to go and scroll through the map together and look at the real data. I'm going to show you where North Florida actually dips way down into the peninsula, why South Florida actually wraps up around the center of the state, and exactly how to find your neighborhood's true zone so you can crack the code on your gardening timing. Let's start with the biggest trap on the entire map, thinking that gardening zones only change as you drive north and south in Florida. Zones move from east to west just as fast. Look right here at the Tampa Bay region. If you live right on the water in the coastal area, like myself in Apollo Beach, you're surrounded by warm water that acts like a natural heater. The USDA map correctly shows this area glowing as a warm South Florida zone. But if you hop in your car and drive just a few miles inland to Brandon, Seffner, Riverview, Fishhawk, that ocean warmth completely vanishes. Suddenly, you're dealing with a classic central Florida climate. Even wilder, look further south, down the peninsula at Hardy County and DeSoto County. Geographically, they're much further south than Tampa, but because they're locked inland away from the coast, they miss out on that ocean air. They're actually stuck in a cooler central Florida zone. You have to check your exact neighborhood on the map, because moving just one town over can completely flip your planting calendar like it did mine. That coastal shift is wild enough, but it gets even crazier when you look at how the zones stretch vertically. If you think the middle of the state is strictly central Florida, you are about to be completely shocked by where the South Florida lines actually end. Look right here at the center of the state. We've always been taught that places like Orlando or Polk County are the definition of central Florida. But if you look closely at the actual hardiness zones, the South Florida zone completely wraps up right through the gut of the peninsula. It climbs all the way up to cover Winter Haven, Haines City, St. Cloud, and a massive chunk of Orange and Brevard counties. At the exact same time, though, the Central Florida zone does its own vertical climbing, stretching all the way up the East Coast, past I-95 into Jacksonville Beach and Palm Valley. This means a gardener in Jacksonville Beach, way up by the Georgia border, actually shares a pretty similar climate in reality with areas much further south because of that coastal Atlantic air. The state isn't layered like a birthday cake. It's shaped like ribbons. If you're trying to build a food forest or a backyard permaculture ecosystem, you cannot garden by your county name. You have to garden by these vertical ribbons of heat and moisture. While South Florida is climbing up the middle, North Florida is doing the exact opposite. It takes a massive bite right out of the center of the peninsula, creating a cold pocket that traps thousands of homeowners every single winter. When people think of North Florida, they usually picture the Panhandle. And yes, the Panhandle holds most of those Zone 8B and 9A climates, except for the eastern edge, which gets a little bit of that Central Florida warmth. But look at how North Florida behaves as you move east. It takes a giant dip downward, swallowing Clay County, Alachua County, and the northwestern part of Marion County. It even reaches down into parts of Sumter County. But one of the really fascinating things here is take a look at this little tiny microclimate, little isolated pocket sitting right inside of Spring Hill or just right around it. It sits right in the middle of Highway 41 running north to south and Highway 98 running east to west. This little pocket is significantly cooler than the areas right around it. If you bought a home there thinking you were safely in mild Central Florida zone, a sudden winter freeze is going to shock you and wipe out your little sensitive plants if you aren't prepared. So understanding these deep dips and vertical climbs is how you save hundreds of dollars at the nursery. But let's look really south. If you live in the true deep South Florida, the rules, they flip completely upside down. Places like Miami-Dade, Broward County, Monroe counties, you enter a completely different world. Down here, the planting calendar is entirely inverted compared to the rest of the country. If you open up a standard gardening book or read the back of a seed packet that tells you to plant your tomatoes or your peppers or your cucumbers in the spring, your garden is going to completely burn up most likely, unless you chose really heat tolerant varieties. But in this deep tropical zone, traditional summer vegetables really only grow during the true winter time here. So Florida is a massive, incredibly long state, and nature doesn't really care about our mapped boundaries. Working with your local ecosystem means forgetting about what region you think you live in and looking at the actual microclimates of your area. Because in Florida gardening, timing, it's not just a helpful tip. It is the single most important thing that stands between a dead yard and a thriving garden. If you want a super simple way to see your zone and see exactly what you should be planting, I actually built a free tool that you can use. It'll tell you exactly what you should be planting right now for your specific location. I'll go ahead and link that in the description so you can check it out. But if you want to go a little bit deeper, you want to go a little bit more in depth to know exactly how to master that schedule so you never lose another plant to bad timing, check out this video right here where I break down the ultimate Florida timing guide, step by step. I really hope this helps and have a good day.